In this part of my tutorial on how to make a simple game, we are going to create an environment. Most of my posts have been text, but I feel that making this a video would be easier to communicate all the different positions of the layout. So, first things first, we are going to create a new material. We'll call this material wall. And I just want to give it a dark gray color like this. Next, we're going to create a cube and name it wall. And we will grab our material and drag it onto the wall. So now its color has been changed to the material. It's going to change the Y position here to 0.5 and I'm going to move it here behind the player, and this will basically serve as the barrier of the level. The player can't get past them, so it will provide a bit more of a border to the level as opposed to just moving around in a blank white plane. Here is a general idea of what kind of level we are going to make. These extra squares are features that we will be adding later. For the moment, we're just focusing on actually making the borders of the level that the player can move around in. So, to start that, I'm going to change this scale to 4. And now we are going to duplicate the wall. You can right click and select duplicate, or you can go Control D on Windows. Just go back to that just to see what to change the scale to, and change the rotation to 90. Another feature that we can do in Unity is hold V, grab a corner, essentially move it to another corner of another object. So now I'm just going to go about making the rest of the scene real quick. Another feature that you can do in Unity is if you hold Control as you are dragging along on these arrows, which will move the object, you can move them by 1 unit, but that's not what I want here. And there's our level. It's pretty simple, but it will do the job for a simple game. So now if we click play, we can move the player around in the scene, and they won't move past any of the blocks. So appear to be rotating slightly. So I am going to freeze the rotation on the y-axis, as we really don't need the player rotating. It's a cube after all. How the player doesn't move past any cubes is because both the player and the cubes have colliders. When two colliders collide, essentially, they won't move past each other. I will explain it more in the post that this video is attached to. So now we have all of our walls, and honestly it looks kind of messy in the hierarchy. We don't need to have every single wall there like that. We're not really going to be doing much with it. So what we can do is create an empty object and go to this gear here by the transform and click reset. This will reset the everything of the component. This can apply to any component. It will reset it to 0, 0, 0, rotation 0, 0, 0, and reduce its scale to 1. We'll call this environment. So now we will grab, we'll click that, hold shift and click down here. That will select everything from wall to wall 16, and then we will drag into the environment. So now the environment is a parent object of all of these walls, and consequently these walls are child objects of the environment. Be sure to save your scene, and that's about it for now.